Cool. So we had a couple of comments come in. Bobby said, yeah, change that image. Yeah. So image as in identity. We're looking to completely change who we're showing up as. The way we're being on a daily basis will need to shift. Now, you also mentioned change the frequency of what you was to who you desire to be. Yes, but here's a nuance. So in fact, I'm going to draw this up as well. Perfect. So some of you might have seen this model before, but I'm going to explain it within the context of what Bobby has said here. So ultimately what we're trying to do, yeah? So we've got this point that we're at now. So this is now, okay? So this is us today, stuck here now in our pain. Now, we might not be in extreme emotional, mental agony and so on, but we're in the point of pain. We want change. We want something new. So essentially what we are here is in pain. Now, over here, we have the new version of us. So here we're kind of operating small. We're not quite, where we want to be. We're not necessarily confident. We've got low self-esteem. We don't have the body we want. We don't necessarily have the life we want or the relationships and so on. Or we do have lots of it, but it's not quite where we want it to be. We know there's more available and we'd like to experience that because we see that limitation is not actually serving us. So it's like, well, here is where I want to be ultimately. And let's say, for example, this is 12 months out. So here's where I am. Here's where I want to be. So this is our future. Let me just write this in here, which essentially is our pleasure. So that's the goal that we're trying to achieve. Here, I want to get away from this pain so I can move towards this pleasure. This is the fit, lean, strong, healthy version of me, the one that's confident, that shows up and so on, and does what's required to get me the life that I want and the results that I want. Now, if we were to break this down over a year, so for simplicity's sake, what we're trying to do is bridge this gap. So we've got this gap, we're stuck down here, and there's this void between where we are right now and where we want to go. And this gap essentially is just full of the habits, the behaviors, the actions that we need to take, the mindset shifts, the heart shifts, and so on. It's full of those things that we need to do in order to become this person. Now, Bobby has said, change the frequency of what you was to who you desire to be. So based on that, what we're doing is saying, okay, well, this is who I am right now, but I need to think, feel, and operate as this version. And then as a natural byproduct of doing so, this version of me will manifest. So it's not a case of I think it, so therefore it will be. It's a case of I be it, so therefore it becomes. Okay, so what we're trying to do is say, okay, well, I am this, but I'm going to act as if I'm that to get the outcome of that. But here's the problem. This motherfucker, their power level's up here. We're stuck down here. So I can act as if I'm this person. Right, well, this person gets up at 6 a.m. They go to the gym. They train for an hour, train heavy. They eat 4 solid, good, clean meals a day that include high-quality protein, high-quality veg, high-quality fats, and so on. Then they make sure they're getting their 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night and so on. And they do all the things that we know we need to do and want to do. But their capacity is here. Well, mine is still down here. So it's impossible for me to maintain operation of myself at this level because I'm not that person yet. So yes, from an idea perspective, we'll just shift energetically. And obviously a lot of our personal development, business development industry talks about this stuff. And in essence, it's not wrong. Act as if, think in the mindset of the person you want to be. What would that version of you do? But the catch is you don't have the capacity to maintain it. But here's the nuance. You don't need the capacity to maintain it. Because let's face it, this is who I'm planning to be in 12 months, not who I'm planning to be in 12 minutes. So instead, we take this year and we go, okay, well, cool. Let's break that down into quarters. So we've got Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. So essentially, we've got January to March, April to June, and so on. Now, I'm trying to get to here. The advantage is I don't need to focus on the whole year. I don't need to focus here. I need to be anchored here because this is where I'm trying to move towards. But I don't need to focus on what I need to do then. I need to focus on what I need to do here. So between now and the end of Q1, guess how much expansion I need? this much. Well, that's not much, Ty. I've only moved from here to here. Exactly. But you've moved forward. Then how much do I need between Q1 and Q2? Guess what? This much. So your energetic shift or your frequency shift, like Bobby has mentioned, is correct, but you don't shift it so far because trying to shift it so far is impossible to maintain. So we shift a bit at a time. Who do I need to be to get to the end of my Q1 results? Those Q1 results that are going to build the foundation for me to become this future version. Okay, cool. Now I get to the end of Q1, I reset, I look back, I analyze how far did I come, what did I manage to achieve? Now, who do I need to become in order to get to the end of my Q2 results and have this piece of expansion required here? Then it's exactly the same in Q3. And we gradually throughout the year expand our frequency or who we're being, our energetic state, in order to align with what we want, but we don't try to jump from here to here, because that all or nothing approach is why everybody fails when trying to do the all or nothing approach. We have to be mindful that there is a big difference between I'm going all in and I'm doing all or nothing. All in means I will do whatever it takes. Now, if I'm doing whatever it takes, guess what it takes? Small incremental steps, daily actions. And often, unfortunately, but also fortunately, it's the small, simple, boring, repetitive tasks that are going to get you there. It's the training 3 to 5 times a week. It's the sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night. It's the 3 to 4 high quality, clean meals each day. Like, it's that same repetitive stuff. Well, this is boring, Ty. Cool. Boring means results. If I keep coming at you with all the new fancy stuff, try this diet for 1 week and try this fancy one the next. Let's go paleo. Let's go vegan. Let's go fucking keto. Oh, and actually, let's do this 6 minute a day abs workout because that's going to, no. Small incremental steps, daily repetitive actions. And I know this sounds boring, but I'm trying to be honest with you guys. I don't want to sell you into the idea that, oh my God, it's so amazing. But although boring, it's satisfying. It's rewarding because you actually get the results you want. And when I say boring, I don't mean you're bored with it, because the goal is to find a way I can embed this in my life and actually enjoy it, find it fun, find it entertaining, find it stimulating. And there are lots of ways to do that. It doesn't have to be the traditional blah, 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 blah. But what I'm saying is with the boring aspect is that is simple, consistent actions that lead to fucking massive, profound results over a 12-month period. Now, I know we've been talking 12 weeks. Guess what? This shift, although it looks small, could be massive. 10, 20 pounds. For some of you, maybe even 30 pounds difference if you're that much overweight and so on. In 12 weeks. Like, that's massive. Extrapolate that out over a year, the effect of compounded results. Well, now we've lost weight. We've got increased confidence. We've reduced our waste. We've got more strength. We've got more power. We've got more certainty within ourselves. My relationships are exploding. My business or my profession is exploding because I am showing up as somebody who's confident in myself and capable. I'm capable of doing more because I've proved to myself I can look after me. And that's the catch. We don't realize that many of us are fucked in life in many aspects. I'm not saying everyone has a terrible life, but we struggle in other areas of life because we fail to show up for ourselves. We have no certainty of self. So therefore, we don't think that we can express certainty in other areas also. So once we learn to take care of our foundation, which is us, then it's much easier for us to build the rest of our life on top of that experience that we're now having. Ah, cool. Right. It turns out I am capable. I can take care of myself. I am an adult. Therefore, if I am confident and certain in me, now anything I apply me to or myself to, I can be confident and certain in that too, because I make sure I get shit done. And if I can't get it done in the moment, I find a way. Why? Because I'm confident and certain in my self-ability to do that. So that's what we're trying to do here. So it's one thing to go, oh, well, just eat this and just eat that, like we have, but it's about building that certainty in self and becoming who we truly want to be. But just remember, the action that we're going to take doesn't have to be this action. It needs to be this one. We think big, we act small. Think big, act small. Now, when I say act small, I don't mean in terms of self, act small, pretend you're a little Mickey Mouse. What I mean is small, daily, consistent actions. And that is what grows us into the elite potential that we all have. We are all potential all unlimited potential. But many of us are so scared of what that potential is or what it represents and the responsibility that maybe comes with it that we shy away from it. And it's sad because we could all be more. We all know we could be more, but it's a scary fucking thing to go and do it.